Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Last night I was really guided to do a pick a card reading. I just felt it in the energy, but I didn't know what it was about. I was trying to come up with themes, like what do we need to do a pick a card about? And Spirit wasn't giving me an answer. I wasn't coming up with anything on my own, so I just went to sleep. And then this morning I woke up and I was planning to finish the rest of the personal readings. Thank you for your patience. If you're still waiting for your reading, my readings will open back up in December. Stay tuned to the community tab for announcement of when they are back in stock, and you can go to the website and order from there. If you've emailed me about a reading, I will respond to you soon, okay? But we will have to go through the website to purchase that. Okay, so when I woke up, Spirit really directed me down a path of this kind of melancholy feeling, this feeling of just being almost like dead inside, almost kind of like meh, or just uncomfortable, or just feeling like something's not really right. Something's off, but it's hard to articulate what that is. Maybe it's just hard for me to articulate because I'm not sure what all of you are going through. But it's almost like I couldn't put my finger on the feeling or what's causing the feeling. And Spirit wants to have a pick a card reading on that and talk about this feeling that you might be experiencing. And if you're not, maybe you want to save this reading to a playlist called When I Feel Meh, Watch This, okay, or whatever you want to do. Because, yeah, I don't know, this is what we're reading on. Now, I feel like I've been given a little bit of a tall order because I don't know if I have the ability or the capacity to pull anyone out of a feeling of being melancholy or feeling in this place of just, I don't know, malaise at some level, or maybe it's even darker for some of you. So we're just going to have to see what comes through. And I don't expect this reading to, alter your entire life and your entire perspective. But if it can just help you for the little amount of time that you watch it, then I feel like my work is done here. And Spirit has transmuted something inside of you as you watch this reading and feel emotions maybe come to the surface or even begin to dissipate. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. I don't have a spread I'm working with. I'm just using a bunch of decks. We're going to pull out the cards and see if a message appears. So we'll do 3 separate piles. Of course, you can watch all 3 piles if you feel guided to, or you could choose 1, 2, whatever you want to do intuitively, whatever you feel is right for you. Now, you might also want to come back and watch a different pile at a later time, at a later date. So I'm going to talk to you for a bit as I shuffle out the piles, and then I'm going to switch the angle so that you can actually see the cards, because I feel like that's going to be very important for some of you to just see the visuals, soak in the visuals. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's see. We're going to get 3 separate piles, Spirit, for the collective. Oh, we got 2 cards coming out right away. We just need 1 more for this. I have a few decks. I'll list all the decks in the description box. If I forget to do that, just comment and I'll put them in there because I am using quite a few this time around. Yeah, there's just something about like not feeling okay. It's almost like a surreal feeling. It's as if life has maybe paused momentarily. A little bit of a void space. Maybe you have questions about where am I going to next? Or what's the point of everything? What's the meaning of all of this anyways? I don't know if I can answer that, but we're going to see. I do believe that you have the answers within you about your own life and your own questions. And so let's tap into your own answers. Not mine, yours. Your higher self. use this deck? Well, I guess we need another one from it. And last step. Oh, no, we got 2 more. I'm hearing the letter K, Kelly, or something like that. Chrissy. Now, if you don't resonate with those names, or, you know, it's all good. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Andy. This is 13 Moon Tarot. I'm an intuitive reader. I use the cards to help me navigate and feel through the energy, to give me context, signs, symbols, words that help guide me in this intuitive reading. I ask permission to work with your energy. So if you don't want me to, then I won't pick up on your energy, and that's fine. Okay. I don't know why I've never said that before. So maybe you need to know that you have energetic boundaries and that you can say, no, I don't want you to pick up on my energy. Reader, me or somebody else or whatever. Or maybe not a tarot reader, just anyone in your life. Like, no, I have my walls around me, I have my energetic boundaries, and only those I allow to get through will get through to me. Okay, so it's all up to you. You know, it's your free will. And it's all, this all reading is based on your consent. Interesting. Okay, so I have the 3 piles here. I'm going to pair it with crystals. I've been guided to work with crystals. I don't really know much about crystals. Like, I just don't really know. I've never really done a lot of research. But my guides recently have been like, Andy, go to the park with crystals. Andy, work with crystals. So I'm like, oh God, here we go. What am I going to learn now? I mean, it's a good thing, but I don't know. I have so much knowledge in my brain. I don't know what to do with half of it. Okay, so first group will be this Amethyst. Second group will be this Smokey Quartz. And if you do know what these crystals are all about, then you can comment that below. I know that Amethyst is about intuition, okay? Maybe there's something about it being really dark that's interesting. Yeah, I feel like there's so, and I said this last time I pulled this Amethyst out. There's something about protection with this particular stone. It's really dense. You know, it's like you can't see through it. And I'm seeing it like as a third eye. It's almost like one-way vision, meaning that you are able to see into something, but perhaps you're protected so that someone cannot see into your energy space. Okay, I don't know. Second group, Smokey Quartz. Okay, I believe this is about picking up negative energy and transmuting it. But again, you tell me, since, you know, Spirit's saying you got to learn about it. So maybe you're my teacher. And then we have a clear crystal quartz. I love this particular crystal. I use it a lot when I'm reading. I often just hold it as it fits in my hand nicely. And I feel like this is about clearing energy or having a clear connection with source. Yeah, I just love this one. Okay, so you can go ahead. I'm going to take a picture and you can have a look, pause the video, meditate on the energy, and I'll see you in your group. Before we do that, Pixel really wanted to come up, and I've kind of rearranged my room, and she has like no stepping stool to get up on the table, and she was looking at me like, come on, I want to get up on the table. So, I mean, you can skip ahead on this part for sure, but for those of you who have an affinity with Pixel, what a cute little baby. She got her thyroid treatment, which was radioactive iodine. I mean, she's apparently radioactive. They gave me all these parameters, but I did a lot of reading on it, and it's okay to touch her. But she's radioactive right now, which is kind of cool. I wonder what her aura looks like, all glowing. Does she glow in the dark? I haven't tried you with a black light. Okay, anyways, I just felt like bringing her up here since she is such a big part of the channel. She's such a transmuter of energy, definitely my familiar. So, yeah, that's just... We'll say goodbye because we're going to go now. Bye, guys. Hi, Group 1, those of you who chose the Amethyst. We're going to get into your reading and see what Spirit has to say to you. So let's begin with this big oracle card here. Bouquet. What a beautiful energy. It's funny because as I was setting up this angle, getting it to look a little bit pretty, I was guided to go outside and get some leaves. And I thought, okay, maybe we're doing an earth, air, fire, balancing of the elements. We need that in the pick a card. So I got these leaves. I don't know if you can see it now, but I was sitting here and I was like, other than my glass of water, I really don't have anything that symbolizes the water element. But then I noticed, I don't know if this will focus, but anyways, I noticed that there is some melting snow on this leaf, which is the water. So this is symbolic for you because water represents emotion. I'm hearing emotional release, and it's so small. It's taking up the least amount of space of the elements here that we have represented. And so perhaps there's a small emotional release that's coming up for you. Okay, or there's something, it's like the snow, the ice is melting, and you're going to feel a release. It feels gentle, it feels kind. And the bouquet is such a beautiful energy. This card talks about receiving a gift, having reciprocated love enter your life. Actually, let's take a look in the book. It comes from this Lunar Nomad Oracle, and see what other messages are in here before we open your other cards. We have receiving the gift of a bouquet awakens good energy in your life. You are no longer alone. Someone sees you, loves you, and is wishing you many blessings. Heaviness, depression, and despair are lifted. Connections are made, and the heart glows brightly once again. Collective, whoever chose group 1, you may be feeling quite alone, even if you do have a lot of connections in your life. But there are people, spirit guides as well, who do see you. Okay? And if you resonate with this reading, I see you. Okay? I see you. And I love you. And I mean that when I say that. Okay? I truly do. All this work on this channel is helping to guide and heal me too. And I am really grateful for connecting with all of you who have such beautiful energy. Okay? Something about, there's someone who loves you or will be entering your life just like a flower. I'm hearing just like a flower. Okay, celebrate the arrival of goodness in your life with the bouquet. You are being given a gift. Expect blessings and gestures of kindness. Look for moments of beauty. In times of darkness, the bouquet offers light. Melancholy haze will soon fade in the healing aura of the bouquet. Pain and depression are healed with this potent vitality. Make space for your healing. Grieve for whatever losses you felt. And let me just bring the mic closer and let love in. You needed to hear that part a little louder. Let love in. So, group 1. When we've been hurt or when we're just not feeling good about ourselves, there can be a real temptation to close off and not let love in. But Spirit really wants you to see the beauty in the small things. See the miraculous nature of even the elements in life. Sometimes when we think about love, letting love in and falling in love and receiving love, we often think about it in terms of another human being. But love surrounds us in many different ways, including with our animals or pets. But even just being embraced by nature can be such an amazing feeling. And you'll know when nature embraces you, when the wind speaks to you, when the water in the river and the lake calms you, when you feel the cold or the heat on your skin. You're having an intimate connection with the world in those moments, and it's one of love. Okay? Now, I also feel like there is some love coming in for you from another human being. And I was thinking a lot about this morning when I was getting all these messages about doing a reading for the collective on this kind of melancholy feeling. I was thinking about how often in the spiritual community we talk a lot about protecting our energy, releasing toxic people from our lives, all letting go, etc., not getting involved with people of dark energies. But we rarely talk about the importance of letting new energy in. Yes, it's good to clear your energy field, maybe even clear your career path, I was getting, but you also have to allow for new energy to come back in to replace the old, for new memories to be made, new connections, new events, new experiences in your life. And sometimes when you've gone through things, that can be really hard, not only because you might have some problems trusting people and that kind of thing, but also because when you've been doing some healing work or you're on a spiritual path, you can really see other people's shadows quite easily. Okay, or they might say something that's off-putting and you're like, oh gosh, I don't know if I want to get involved with a person like that again, or I don't know, this person isn't ascending like me. It doesn't mean that they will do you harm. It doesn't mean that that experience is invalid. Now, of course, trust your intuition. You will come across characters that are not meant for you or that could be avoided. But sometimes we need to connect with other people who are on different parts of the path and do have things to offer us in different ways. Okay, so open up a little bit. Some of you maybe want to join something, connect, take a class, I don't know, get a coach, but it's more like meet someone on the same level. So maybe not get a coach. Find someone that there's no hierarchy between the two of you. It's just two comrades, two souls, two friends, two lovers, two whatever, spending time, getting to know one another. There's something new coming in for you, group 1. 7 of water, which is the 7 of cups. Let's see the rest of the cards. 9 of fire, 9 of wands. Oh, I meant to pull out 3 of these cards. We're missing one. Interesting. We'll pull that out after. 9 of coins in reverse. Ace of cups in reverse. Did I say 9 of coins? King of coins in reverse. Let's make sure we can get these all in the shot. I do my best with this, but some of those tarot readers are so good with making everything look so pretty and fitting so perfectly. I'm trying, guys. Okay. Assertiveness. Ooh. Resolution. The unknown. And the Chariot in reverse. We also have remorse. For a reason. And intimacy. Let me see if I can fix this. I wanted that pretty leaf in there. Okay. We got it all? I think so. Thanks for your patience, guys. All right. So let's talk about what we're seeing here. So we have the major arcana card, the Chariot, which is showing me that, you know, you might feel a little bit stalled on your path right now. There might be a little bit of blocked energy or not knowing where to go next, not knowing maybe who to trust, who should come with you and who shouldn't, especially with the unknown card here. Things are pretty unknown right now. Where you're going to go to next, who's on that path. But there's 2 ways to look at this. You can look at this as like, oh, I feel lost. I don't know what to do with my life. And what's the point in all this? Or you can also feel like, oh, anything is possible. I was having a conversation with my partner the other night, and he was saying to me, you know, like, what's the point of everything? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, there's no point. I'm like, exactly. There's no point. Isn't that amazing? There's no point to anything. And he's like, that's a good thing? And I'm like, yeah, that's a really good thing, because that means anything is possible. When there's no point to anything, anything is possible. We don't have to do anything in order to exist, in order to be happy. We can just be. We can explore. We can create our own path. There's no point. And for me, anyways, that's a really freeing feeling and idea. And for others, that can be really nerve-wracking because direction, having a sense of direction, really helps us understand what we should do in the day-to-day to have a purpose. And having purpose and all of that stuff is beautiful. And it's great. And it does mean something, especially to your soul's evolution. But when you get to the places in your life or in your day when you're like, this is pointless, there's no point in anything, I'm just going to die someday. Try to turn that around into a freeing thought. So what if I don't get this done? So what if I never talk to that person again? Is that really the meaning of life anyways? To have every experience build up on each other to lead us somewhere? Is that really what's going on? Or are there just a multitude of experiences that we're having that are creating, stitching together, weaving together a beautiful energy, a fabric, a quilt of energy that's blanketing us and holding us and wrapping us up? That's how I think about life and the fabric of reality. It's a kind of patchwork quilt of experiences, not a building block situation, not a ladder. When we look at it as a patchwork quilt and not a ladder, we don't have to think about, well, where is this actually taking me? Why did I have to step on that rung? Doesn't make sense. Those questions don't have to bother you. So if that resonates with you, or it seems like an interesting thought, consider it. It might be challenging, I know. Now, I'm also seeing here a resolution you're having with your shadow self. Let's see, who are you, group 1? Let me get a good feel for you. Because right now the energy is a little bit elusive. Who is group 1? Let me get the tarot out. I feel like there's a part of you that not a lot of other people see. You hold a lot of secrets as well. And I mean that like esoteric secrets, wisdom, knowledge of the universe. Maybe you're intuitive or psychic. Probably. I mean, most likely. Who is group 1, Spirit? I'm seeing Justice. This card really wants to come out. King of Swords. A mentalist. An alchemist that works with the mind. Someone who is brave with their thought process. Someone who can consider maybe abstract ideas, which is why I'm talking to you about patchwork quilts in reality. Okay? Someone who has the needle to stitch it all together. The mental bandwidth to stretch your mind. That's beautiful. You also have a deep, deep sense of truth and clarity in who you are. And sometimes that might get cloudy here with the clouds that we see. But ultimately, you know who you are. And again, this doesn't have to be something that we define in terms of everything we've achieved and what we've built up for ourselves. This can just be a feeling of sitting in nature or in our home with our eyes closed, just feeling like, I know me. I know who I am. I know what I'm meant to do here. I'm meant to be me. Okay? It's beautiful. I feel like there's a time in your life coming up where you're going to be real comfortable, King of Cups, with the unknown. I'm seeing a lot of masculine energy here. So there's something right now, maybe you're resolving some of your divine masculine energy, understanding the significance of protecting your life force, I feel. Interesting. Tell me a little bit more about who group 1 is. A very hard worker. Ooh, very ambitious. So you're someone who usually does have a clear path, who usually does know where they're going. But right now, you don't, or at times you don't. Now, with remorse and for a reason, you could have kind of so-called lost your way on the path, been working up to a career or some kind of goal in your life, only for it to fall flat, fall short, maybe got knocked off that ladder, or you went up the ladder and it's like there's nothing really there. I'm hearing Jack and the Beanstalk. That's interesting. Jack and the Beanstalk came through for me a while ago, actually. I wrote about it on my Instagram. Interesting. And it has a very symbolic, spiritual story, actually. Okay, maybe you want to look into Jack and the Beanstalk. But you are very diligent, committed, dedicated. When you have an idea, you go for it. You put your all into it and you don't give up. You're very persistent. Yes, I feel like this assertive energy is you. You're not going to let people tell you what you should be doing. You do what you feel you need to do. So, this is beautiful and super strong. Why are we at this reading? Intimacy, resolution with your shadow. Oh, that's where we kind of stopped. Resolution with your shadow. Perhaps this drive and this willpower that you have, you're trying to understand, where does it come from? Why do I work so hard? Where am I trying to go with all of this? Has this work and effort really been worth it? Have I reaped the proper rewards, or is this all there is? Where has my dedication gotten me? What am I trying to prove and to who? You know, I was on a very difficult career path, which required extreme amount of schooling. Extreme. And I put a lot of time and effort into it. I made a lot of headway. It was very close to being at the top of the ladder as I saw it, where I wanted to go. But it was just something that was, it didn't fill my cup. The sun. It didn't make me feel alive. It didn't make me feel like I had vitality. I wasn't waking up every day excited. I was dreading a lot of things related to all this work I was doing. But my identity was really wrapped up with this particular career path. And it was hard for me to break away from it because it meant breaking with a part of my identity. But I realized that part of me that was identifying with this career path was coming from a shadow space here. And I'm telling you all this because this is part of your message. Doesn't have to be exactly the case for you, but something like this. There was a part of me that felt like a certain status or title or public recognition even, or respect, authority even, was the pinnacle or equivalent to success. And I'm sure it is in the Matrix world, right? I'm sure. But it didn't do much for my soul. It actually caused a lot of torment and inner conflict. And I kept feeling like, even though the path in this career was clear, I knew what I had to do to get to where I wanted to go, I still felt in my soul that I didn't really know why I was going down this path, or really what this path was going to give me in the end. And it was hard to come to terms with why I had gotten on this path in the first place, and what I needed to do to come back into an intimate energy with myself and with the universe, and to really do something that speaks to my soul, my life's work. My life's work was not going to be down this career path. So Spirit wants you to get intimate here with yourself. And going back to our original message about intimacy with others, I also feel like as you let love in and let new people in, new energies in, you understand more of who you are. People are truly, they're not always a mirror for us, but they can be. We can really start to learn more about who we are, what we like, what we don't like, what we're good at, what we're not good at, in the company of others. And I feel like that's what Spirit wants you to do. Okay, I also feel like intimacy, maybe even romantic intimacy for you, it can't be bought. King of Coins and Ace of Cups in reverse. Even if you're like, I want a partner with a lot of status, a good job, security. I mean, no judgment. Cool. That's what helps and it's a part of your path. That's cool. All right. Those are good things to strive for, perhaps. But that's not how you're going to feel love. You know, someone could be the CEO of blah, blah, blah. And be able to give you the grandest bouquets. But what actually connects you back to your heart center, to yourself, is just the littlest of leaves that you can find on the ground. So perhaps there's a former life you had where there were some grandiose gestures, or you were hoping for grandiose gestures from someone. And Spirit's saying, that's not where it's at. And some of you already know that, and you could be having remorse for valuing something here that was too much of a matrix mission and less of a soul mission. But, as Spirit always reminds us, everything happens for a reason. So if something didn't pan out with someone, and maybe it wasn't about money, maybe it was about something else, a King of Coins, an earth sign, or somebody who was very earthly, grounded, maybe even stubborn, okay? If it didn't work out with this person, it's for a reason. We have to remember that. And the reason for that is because we needed another patch on our quilt. The quilt wasn't big enough yet to properly hold us, cocoon us, keep us cozy, wrap us up in love. We need another patch. We need another relationship, another experience, another moment for our soul to grow. 7 of Water and 9 of Fire. Aren't these cards beautiful? 7 of Water. So many choices. So many possibilities. Sometimes we get tricked into thinking we're really stuck because we don't have money, we don't have friends, we don't have whatever, we don't feel good, our health is in poor condition, whatever it is, we convince ourselves my life can't change. It just can't change. I'm absolutely stuck. I'm drowning. I can't, I want to change, but I can't, Andy. But you can. We can change in very small ways. We can change our daily routine. We can change what we eat. We can change our sleeping habits. We can change who we talk to, what we read, what we watch, on and on and on. And those small changes have a domino effect. They start to, I'm seeing like a spiral here. They start to create a pattern in our life, in our energy field. They create momentum, the small changes we make. even just different thoughts, or looking at an old memory from a different perspective, or working through an old memory. Maybe there's something that you need to talk about. If you feel stuck right now, Spirit wants you to know that you are absolutely not stuck. Maybe you can't go on that trip tomorrow. Maybe you can't move cross country. Maybe you're in a position where it's even hard to go out and do groceries. But there are things that you can make conscious choices about that will help move you into a different energetic space where you can actually feel your free will. You can feel that sovereignty within you. The little things. 9 of Fire. You have been through the fire. This is such a beautiful, gentle energy, I feel. But I know you're fierce. You're the King of Swords. I feel kind of even silly talking to the King of Swords in such a way, but maybe this is exactly what you need. You are fierce. You've been through the fire. Your clothes are tattered here. I'm seeing one eye. Maybe you've had to see things despite some kind of, or you've had to take a different perspective because you were at a disadvantage in a situation. But what I like about this card, because the 9 of Wands is usually a card of defending oneself, and the Rider-Waite, he's holding his stick, ready to go to battle. He's been wounded. But it's more of a defensive posture. Here, this is really offensive. You're on the offense. You're the hunter. You're not the hunted. Okay, you have the bow and arrow in your hand. You're going to get what you need and what you want. And that eye here that you lost, that disadvantage you had in the past, is now your advantage because it allows you to focus, to see clearly what you're aiming at. And yeah, there's people watching you. There's eyes on you. But that's okay. Let them watch. You're about to make a big move here, Group 1. You're about to shoot that beautiful, fiery, passionate arrow of yours, your energy out into the world. So take a moment to think about where you want to aim that arrow. It can be something small, it can be something big. But the big message here for you is that it is time for you to change something in your life, a little bit of your perspective, and to build connections with people, situations, places, and experiences that fill you with light, that fill you with joy, that fill you with fiery passion, where you have an intimate connection, where you're able to speak freely, to express yourself freely. Let love in. All right. And you did in this reading. You let spirit in, which is love. So you're already doing it. I love you so much, Group 1. I'll see you next time. Hello, Group 2. Those of you who chose the Smokey Quartz. Let's see what your message is. Let's see what Spirit has to say to you. Heart. Oh, Group 1's reading was so touching, and I feel like we're going to have another one of those readings here, as we should. I'm hearing, as we should. The heart. What does this say here? It says inferior. Oh, maybe you feel like there's something inferior about yourself or your heart or what you have to offer, or maybe someone else. I'm also seeing the letter P, M, R, Y. There's a whole bunch of different letters in here. Actually, let's pull out some charms for you. I didn't do this for group 1, but let's see. Can we get some clues or messages for group 2? Ooh, we have Venus here. Well, it looks like Venus to me, a little heart. We have the letter D. We have sport, a camera, a sneaker, the letter F. It looks like Chuck Taylor's, Converse. We have a yin and a yang, a unicorn, the letter L. I'm hearing Lindsay. We have a light, a kundalini snake. I'm hearing a kundalini snake, which it is. A magician hat with a wand. I'm hearing you chose the wand. Interesting. You chose the wand. So maybe you're working with the fire element. We have the letter O, the letter G, a cheetah, the letter F, the letter J, a key that says love, a skeleton-like fish. There could be something about Pisces. We have the letter J, the letter E, and a bird in the cage. Let's get a little small pull here. I feel like we need a couple more. A dragonfly, the letter G, and a spider in a web. I feel like the G and the dragonfly really go together for someone. Well, certainly you are seeing omens, signs, synchronicities. They could be coming through in like ladybugs, bees, and we have bees here too. Dragonflies, like insects seem to be significant. Praying mantis, moths, spiders, those kinds, small creatures. Small creatures. Maybe you are the cheetah looking for a meal or looking on the hunt for something, metaphorically. And you're coming across all these small snacks, small meals, small insects, creatures, and maybe even those that are already dead and gone. These are metaphors, by the way. If you don't like metaphors, I'm definitely not your reader. Definitely. Okay. A unicorn. I feel like what Spirit wants you to do here is to make friends or find use for the little things in life that seem insignificant. I'm also getting just intuitively this feeling, it's like you want something, maybe you want someone or you want something to happen, and it's like you're getting everything but that thing. Or you want some kind of success and abundance, and it's coming in other ways, not what you're looking for. It's like that one thing is just not happening. Maybe that's just for someone specific, but I feel like Spirit's saying, well, that's on purpose. All those other little things that are coming in, and maybe this is going to happen. I'm hearing 4 months. This reading could resonate over time, especially if some of these charms are resonating, but the message isn't. Come back to it, okay? But there's something about these small little things being very significant for you. Okay, maybe they're going to add up. When you put them all together, it means something. All these small moments in time. Interesting. Working on the heart here with the bees. Let's have a look before we pull out the other cards and see what they are. Let's have a look in the book. This is the Lunar Nomad Oracle. I just love this one. Let's see what they have to say in the book. I believe this is 24. That looks like a 4 to me. Heart. Love, empathy, emotions, compassion, sweetness, affection, and attachments. I'm just getting this for a second. It says, thus, heart is a sacred, fragile hive housed at the center of your being. Filled with sticky, sweet honey of life, it pulses, moves, and pumps your being full of vitality, strength, and sustenance. The heart holds your essence, the innate magic that is yours. To you, for you to use as you see fit. That's very interesting because group 1 was talking about like mental alchemy. And for you, this is very much about your heart space. And the heart is the center. It is where it all begins. We are nothing without our heartbeat, but we can exist without the mind. Interesting. What are you giving your heart to right now? One second. I'm reading this line here. It says, much pain and suffering has been born from a heavy, discouraged, and depleted heart. What are you filling your heart with? The heart teaches us a simple truth. What you give to yourself is a powerful message to the universe. It becomes a prayer, a mighty wave that washes over your world and colors everything with intention. What you feed, the heart grows and blossoms all around you. Be mindful of where your heart lies and know you are in control. Perhaps all these little insects, these signs, symbols, are just the little things in your life that are actually things to be grateful for, things that are providing you sustenance. Maybe you're a photographer, or maybe you like to drive, you're a sports car driver. I don't know. There's different things that you do that bring you joy. Whatever it is, skateboarding, whatever. These are feeding your heart. I feel like Spirit wants you to really acknowledge these little things in your life. And when you acknowledge these little things, it's like Spirit saying, oh, okay, well, group 2 sees how all of that is super significant and important. We can bring in maybe the more obvious abundance now. Where do you spend your time and attention? We live in such a crazy ass world. It's a crazy ass world, right? I don't know what that's about. I'm hearing James Brown. But we kind of do. Like social media and all of this stuff, it can really just drag our energy down. We can spend so much time doing absolutely nothing, and it's by design. These apps and social media and all that is designed to feed our dopamine hits and our neural pathways that just love this lighting up of the reward center, blah, blah, And I feel like maybe there's some little things that haven't really been attended to in your life. Cooking a good meal, gazing at the stars, going for a walk, watching a bird. I know, how boring. Is it though? Or is that really what works on your heart? Rather than watching another reel and this and that and another reading, all of that stuff. I don't know who this message is for, but Spirit wants you to take a look at the world around you. There's some kind of magic I feel you could be doing here. There's also some place your heart is in that, well, it's hurting you. And all that social media stuff or whatever it is that you like to do, that you feel also at the same time is a time waster. It's just a way for you to not have to think or sit with the pain. It's a distraction. And that's also why it's just so rampant and popular, because so many of us are suffering at a deep soul level. We're in dismay with the universe, with the world, with society. Feeling a little lost, feeling disconnected. So rather than sit with that and feel like I don't know what to do about all that, we just distract ourselves. Forget about it. Let's not feel the pain. But that's when our hearts shut down. And we can't have that, because then we exist. Or we cease to exist. The moon. Ooh, yeah. Uncharted territory, I'm hearing. I'm hearing, what is Unchained Melody? Isn't that a song? Unchained Melody. Interesting. Okay. Escape, guys. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up on this vibration of escapism here. See the Matrix? It puts us on this island all by ourselves with the moon shining down on us. The sun isn't here. Feels lonely. There's a little bit of shade, but not much. But what do we even need shade from when it's just the moon? Interesting questions. I feel like there's something philosophical also going on in your heart. There's like an existential question that you're having, perhaps, or maybe you need to have those existential questions. There's definitely something that you're involved with or that you're doing that is bringing you a level of escapism, which is fine now and then. Neptune has its role. All right. That's okay. Escapism can expand our imagination in a lot of circumstances. But I'm getting a vibe here. Maybe you're watching sports. I just saw that. But like excessively. Whatever it is, inferior, right? That's what we first picked up on. I'm hearing inferior function. It's coming second to what your heart wants. Now, if you're interested in Jungian typology or the Myers-Briggs typology, whichever one you subscribe to, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe you want to look that up. Well, with Jungian typology, there's something called an inferior function. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just bear with me for a second because this message is for someone. So if you're an INFP like I am, or you're an INTJ, or whatever it is that your typology is, I assume most of you are probably introverts, but maybe not. ESTP, whatever it is that you are also something, you also have types or functions that you don't access readily. So if you are an intuitive, introvert, feeling type, then the way that you primarily commune with the world is through through feeling or thinking or sensation or whatever it is that you are. But that doesn't mean that you don't have those other qualities, those other functions. And you might need to tap into those in order for you to see something from a different perspective. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to go too far into that, but that's definitely a rabbit hole that somebody could go down that might help them. Okay. The Philosopher's Stone. I told you I'm feeling this philosophical, existential questioning. This is really cool. I feel like I'm definitely vibing into this energy. Feel very connected here. I don't know what needs to be said just yet. 6 of Air. It's the 6 of Swords. Beautiful card. Also, let's just make sure you can see all of these beauties. Okay. And we have the Ace of Fire. Ace of Wands. And Initiation. Ooh. We have the 4 of Pentacles. The 7 of Cups. Group 1 had that too. And Pay It Forward. Sorrow. And Incoming. Oh, we are shifted. You have shifted. Okay, let me look at this a little bit. Find out what Spirit wants to say here. Okay. Since whoever I'm connecting with, and if this isn't resonating, check out another pile. Since whoever I'm connecting with already has a proclivity towards escapism, Spirit is saying that you could use that energy or that temptation that you have to just escape into distraction or another world, maybe play a lot of video games, I don't know, whatever it is that you do. You could do it with a philosophical perspective or a Physical, interesting. Philosophical mind. Rather than doing something to distract you from the question, what does it all mean? Ask that question while you're doing that thing. It's like you need to make like a neural link between whatever it is that you're doing that you feel is a waste of time and that anxiety that you have about wasting time. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like as you're playing a video game, as you're watching sports excessively or working out excessively or watching TikTok reels or whatever the hell it is that you're doing here, while you're doing that, ask yourself, well, what is actually happening right now? How do I actually feel? What am I not thinking about? What is this getting me to think about? Is this reminding me of something? Like, try to become more conscious and observe your own activity. Very interesting, because I feel like a download is coming in for you. And it kind of happens as you're in this place of like escaping sorrow. So for some of you, you've been through something that is really, really hard. And maybe right now in your path is just a little too intense to face it head on. Or perhaps with the Seven of Cups, there's just a lot of confusion around it. You know, like you just don't feel like you can get to some place, or you're just mentally exhausted or emotionally dysregulated, or it's just too much. And Spirit says, okay, well, we can heal the heart. We can work on the heart in another way. We can go around that for a second, not at forever, but for a second. Go into this Neptunian land that you like to go to, but try to remain a little bit conscious of what's happening there, because you're going to receive some kind of download. Some of you could be having random thoughts or random memories or random dreams, like even flashbacks for some of you. And with all these little things here, the insects, it's like you're trying to connect something to a larger or bigger purpose. Some of you are writers and you're trying to do something like that in your writing. It's going to come together. It's like you have to find that sweet spot. We had a reading on the sweet spot, but it's like you need to find that sweet spot between like Neptune and Mercury. Like being very open to imagination, fantasy, play, while also being very mindful and cognizant about what is actually happening in those moments with you and your heart. Okay, pay it forward. Now, there's something that you're doing, group 2, that you could use or that you could turn into something that is successful for you. So if you read a lot of tarot cards to yourself, okay, or you're watching tarot readings all day, you're doing tarot for yourself all day, you could pay it forward. You could start a channel. You could do readings for others. Like turn something that feels like an escapism into something that you're actively working on with the bees. Or if you like to watch a lot of sports, start coaching a team. Like, I don't know, something like that. You're a photographer. You spend all day taking pictures, but Spirit's saying you could make something out of that serves you, where it doesn't become a form of escape, but it becomes a path. Okay, yeah, interesting. 4 of Coins, because it's like you're missing some kind of potential with something. Something in your life has a lot of potential, and you're already doing it. You're already knitting all day. You're already painting all day. You're already doing readings, like whatever it is. Take what you're passionate about or what makes you feel pulled, whatever it is that you're pulled towards, and turn it into something with the Philosopher's Stone, which is about manifestation, not philosophy per se, but which philosophy is transmutation, but it's about manifestation and transmutation. Transform it into something that works for you. Connect it. Connect the dots. I want to ask here, what's going on? Why hasn't group 2 done this? This seems like a very specific reading, guys. Why hasn't group 2 done this? The Magician and the 5 of Wands. Maybe you feel like there's too much competition out there. Oh, I'm just another tarot channel in the sea of tarot too. Yeah, so who cares? You never know what's going to happen. And besides, you're doing it anyway. You know, I started this because I was passionate about it, because I was already doing it. So if that's the problem, if that's what's blocking you, I mean, you have nothing to lose. Okay? I love asking myself that. It really puts it's a good reality check for me when I want to do something, but I'm like nervous or, I'm not sure, blah, 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 negative self-talk about it, or just confused. I ask, well, do I have anything to lose? And if I do, then that warrants further consideration. But if I don't, if I'm not going to lose anything by trying, then I might as well. Because if you really don't have anything to lose, like in the material world, then your only fear is your ego getting hurt. And oh well, we've already experienced that, right? So Spirit is saying there's massive potential for you to do something, to turn something that brought you sorrow and then you moved into something else to escape from sorrow. Now you can transmute it into something that works for you. And it's not only going to be something that's successful, but it's also going to resolve some conflict within you. And don't worry about the connection, I heard, or the competition. We also have this beautiful card, Initiation. I feel guided to read this one. Let's see what this says. Why don't they put numbers on these cards or put them in alphabetical order? Like, sorry guys. If you want to know your past life, look into your present condition. If you want to know your future life, look at your present actions. Yeah, it's like something you're doing in your present will create your future. Initiation is a process of spiritual growth where we enter into a rite of passage, a ritual, or an experience that changes our consciousness and redirects the trajectory of our life's path. Through each advancing degree of wisdom, a new understanding of the world and the cosmos emerges, allowing a greater sense of perspective to evolve. Mystery schools, both ancient and modern, employ this method for candidates seeking to join a group of seekers on the path to transcending consensus reality. Well, I like that, consensus reality, the Matrix, where everybody just agrees on everything. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Coming to a consensus can be good. But individual thought, philosophy, Philosopher's Stone, the Magician, is much more exciting. So maybe it's not even that there's a lot of competition. You could still think that, but what you have to offer is not part of consensus reality. You're doing things different. And when you're yourself, it is different. It is unique. It's not an imitation. It's you. If everybody just acted like themselves and showed up as themselves, we'd have so many unique things. But often there's a pressure to fit in, okay? Or some wound about that. People are scared to really show up as they are, or maybe they don't know themselves yet. But you do. Initiation with the Ace of Fire. Yeah, okay. Initiation can be considered a portal of ascension between who you once were and who you are meant to be or deeply desire to become. It's a rebirth into the world with new awareness, knowledge, and embodied wisdom. It is an alchemical process of dissolving illusions, ideas, in order to see the new eyes and move past any previous mirages of mind and embodied spiritual maturity. Something about mystery schools, singing. There's something about you not worrying about what other people think. Okay, this is very important. And once again, that can be really hard because well, we're humans. And in, historically, we had to care what our tribe thought about us if we wanted to survive and be a part of it. So it's kind of in our DNA, that feeling of wanting to belong. There's nothing wrong with wanting to belong. It's part of our human instinct. But every tribe also needs growth. And growth only happens through anomaly, when we can create something different, when we can show the world something new, show our tribe something new. Yeah, okay. I love it. 6 of air. So this is mental detachment. This is moving away from a difficult circumstance, moving away from sorrow. I feel like this is Spirit saying, once you take up this passion of yours, this new opportunity to transmute some energy and make something of what you enjoy doing with your free time, okay, rather than getting down on yourself for spending so much time doing this thing, you're going to look back. See how she's like holding up her lantern and she's like looking over at sorrow in the distance. It's going to be a distant feeling, this sorrow. Now, I'm not saying you'll never experience pain again. I mean, my God, we're humans, you will. But this particular sorrow that you're trying to work through or escape from is going to be something you detach from. Okay, there's a difference between detaching and dissociating. And you will detach from the confusion, the pain, the unknowingness, and it comes through you taking some kind of really big action. And again, this could be something small, but it's big for you. Okay? When we take that first step, we ping the universe. We say, hey, Spirit, look, I just made the first step. I'm ready to walk this path. Spirit's like, oh, finally, we can turn on the street lights. Like, hello. So take that first step. Ping the universe. The smallest thing. You only have to do the smallest thing. Because not only are you telling Spirit and the universe, but you're telling yourself that you believe in yourself. And you should. You're the magician. Come on now. You chose the wand. All right. That's what I have for you, Group 2. I hope that helped. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Group 3, welcome to your reading. Let's see what message Spirit has for you. Messages have been interesting so far. Okay, this beautiful crystal. The familiar. I was just about to say, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't. The group who chose my favorite crystal. Yeah, there's something familiar about your energy. Okay? And I mean that for me, like there's a familiar resonance going on here with me and you. But there's also an object or an animal or a situation, a place that is acting like you're familiar. A magical guide, a friend even, I'm hearing. Let's see. The sun. Ooh, group 3. I'm hearing jazz music. I just heard, I'm not hearing jazz music, but I heard the words jazz music. Freedom. Oh boy. So where's the melancholy coming from? Are you just watching this reading because you wanted to, not because you felt that way? I think for some of you that's the case. Let's turn this leaf over. Oh, isn't that a saying? Let's turn a new leaf over. Yeah. You're turning a new leaf over, that's for sure. Now, if you do feel melancholy, well, I'm telling you, the future looks bright. And you're not alone. And there's a lot of freedom. Okay? Oh, we should probably let's put some leaves here. Okay. Know thyself. We're definitely reading that card. Know thyself. That's very interesting, actually, symbolically. Like, we covered her up for, the algos and all that stuff. But if we want to think about that symbolically, it's like when Eve was covered up, right? She had to cover herself because she gained knowledge. And I'm saying she because it's a woman pictured in these cards, okay? But, you could be a man and this could be your reading. Yeah, it's like you learn something about yourself. But according to the Bible, I think, okay, this is what I've been told. She covers herself out of shame. She knows shame. She learns shame. Interesting. How is this going to relate to your reading? Perhaps there's some feelings of shame you're working through, which is the darkest feeling. It's the densest feeling in the shadow space, at least intuitively, that I feel. Fear is pretty big, but shame is, for me, intuitively, it feels worse. It feels darker, it feels goopy, like black goopiness. Sticky, like tar. Yeah, ooh. You could be also working with somebody else's shame, Maybe you're connected to someone who holds a lot of shame energy and you're starting to get a little bit muddled down and it's stuck in it. Okay? And you have to protect yourself maybe. Interesting energy. Okay. The Chariot. Wow, look at this Chariot. I love this deck. This is the first time I'm actually using it. It's so beautiful. The Chariot. It is the Enchanted. I don't know how to say this word. This. The Enchanted. Yeah, I'm not going to try. Anyways, that's what it is. I'll put it in the description box. The Eight of Coins in reverse. The King of Swords in reverse. Strength. And the Four of Wands in reverse. Let's see, what else do we have? Careless. I'm going to adjust the shot in a second. Apology and gratitude. Wow, guys. What have you gone through? Let's move this over so you can see it all. Just give me a second. This is definitely something I need to work on. The aesthetics of the pick a card. Shout out to all the tarot readers that create those beautiful, my God, pick a card visuals. They're amazing. It's not as easy as it looks, guys. Okay. Maybe just for me. All right, here we all are. Here we all are. There's a lot of you people here. There's a lot of people who chose group 3. Okay? So I hope that makes you feel good too, because you're not alone. Wow, guys. Wow. So what I'm seeing here just overall immediately is like a massive, well, I want to say a massive flex of your spiritual muscle. And not only your spiritual muscle, but like this is like I feel like you had to really disconnect and get away from some situation that was like really dense, dark, in the element of shame, in the shadow space of shame. Okay, you distanced yourself from that. Could be an aspect of yourself, or it could be somebody else. I feel like for most of you, it's somebody else, okay? Maybe they gave you some kind of careless apology. And that's something that you're actually very grateful for because it showed you something. Some of you might receive a careless apology from someone who's quite nasty because they feel so much shame. Oh, wait. Do you see how we uncovered her there? Interesting. This is a very interesting energy. You're super strong. You decide to stop working on something. I feel like you quit a job, you know, or you fired someone, or you broke up with someone, or you divorced someone, you separated, like you moved your house, like you did something here massive. You uprooted yourself in some way or another to get away from a King of Swords in reverse. And this energy is intense. King of Swords in reverse is ruthless, cunning, manipulative, cutting, cold. Really, I feel like, a little sociopathic. Okay? The King and the Queen of Swords in reverse are not characters that are easy to deal with. And none of the court cards in reverse really are, but these two, the Queen and the King of Swords in reverse, they are smart and cruel, and that's a dangerous combo. That's hard to get away from. Okay, but to get away from whatever the King of Swords represents to you, you have to know thyself, so that the King of Swords can't trick you into thinking you don't know what's best for you, into believing some of their lies. Like, you have to know yourself. That is the only way out of a situation with a King of Swords in reverse. Now, physically, yes, you can move away, and I feel like a lot of you did, but mentally, to detach or to heal from some kind of very dark situation or toxic situation. I just got a little stabbing pain in my stomach there. It's like it makes you sick to your stomach even, or it could have. The only way is to know thyself. And that is not always easy. And it's an ongoing process too. It takes a lot of strength. There's got to be a willingness to illuminate the shadow self, the pain, the hurt inside. Take accountability for things. Doesn't have to be related to this person, but just in life in general. Okay? So let's read Know Thyself, and then we'll get into some of the other cards that are showing up. I just saw it. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean. Comes from Rumi. They say to know thyself is to know God, not the self as in your human identity, but the self that is unseen, the invisible self that you walk with, that observes your experiences. Be mindful of that presence. Take time to get to know your true being and trust that the answers are within you. This true you is not influenced by the constructs of human conditioning, and is always ready to be present. Knowing this true you better will bring you closer to infinite consciousness by reminding you that you are part of a much bigger energy that is having a conversation with itself. The letters K and G could be significant for you. The mantra that you could say to yourself, and maybe you want to, is, I am a precious drop of life's infinite ocean, and this indivisible infinity sets the abundance of my life in motion. Beautiful. You are a sovereign soul, which I was going to name my channel that, but I landed on 13 Moon Tarot, which is perfect for me. But anyways, maybe you want to start a channel called Sovereign Soul. I don't know, just an idea. Go ahead, feel free. Let me know. But you are a sovereign soul. Okay, and I feel like you have a lot of gratitude for yourself, for knowing thyself. You're so strong. You're so strong. Even the times where you had this big mental block, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know what this means. This dense, yeah, look at it. It's like that shame energy, that dense, it's like, oh, here we have the leaves covering up him too. you still understood that you had to do something here, not only to protect yourself, but to bring you closer to spirit, to source. Some of you like really built a new relationship with spirituality. As a result of this situation, the Chariot. I want you to know, group 3, and I feel like you do know because you know yourself. I want you to know that you are on your way. Okay, you are going forward in this lifetime with full force. And if you're like, Andy, but I feel like shit, I didn't even want to get out of bed today. Yeah, okay, it's a moment in time. It's not all of you. It's part of you, and that's okay. Sometimes I don't want to either, you know? But you, my friend, are one powerful mofo. Whatever it is that you want to create and manifest, it's already happening. I don't even, group 2, I was talking to them a lot about, taking action, transmuting energy to create, to get going with something. I feel like it's already going. Now, if you're coming from group 2, maybe we've already transmuted some energy and shift your reality already. I'm hearing that the universe is working it out for you. You let go of something, and so the universe is working it out for you. I'm hearing you're a genius, okay? You are a genius, group 3. Where are you going? Can I come? Where are you going? Let's find out. Where are you going? Are you going to the Lovers? Oh my goodness. This is definitely part of your reading here. This whole theme with the Lovers and the whole story, the biblical story. Okay, so I don't know. You might not be religious at all, but there's something about the Adam and Eve story here that is a symbol for you with something. Okay, something about coming into some kind of knowledge, creating heaven on earth. That's what it is. You're creating heaven on earth. Wow, you're going back to your soul's original path and journey to create heaven on earth. Oh yeah, I'm really feeling that. It's like you access something in the Akashic records maybe. You realize that you can be free from something, and maybe this is a part of you that was overthinking or whatever, It could be I don't know what it is, a person, you, whatever. It does matter, but it's not holding you back anymore. I'm very excited for you. I want to look into this familiar a little bit further. Then we'll pull out some more cards because I feel like there's got to be more to be said. But it's very clear. Number 40. Is this the last card? Okay. Guardian, spirit guide, protector, warning, shape-shifting. A shadowy black cat gazes out through burning amber eyes. Her gaze is intent and determined. She stands in the shadows as an invisible watcher at your side. The familiar is your guardian spirit. She is called by many names in many traditions. Spirit guide, guardian angel, totem animal, genius. It says genius. Amazing. Yeah, guys, you're a genius. This is a part of you. Your spirit guards, interesting. Your spirit guides are guarding you, and they are a part of you. She represents the unseen protection that always surrounds you. Spiritualists, shamans, witches, and healers have always worked with the benevolent spiritual forces that live in the invisible world, seeking their wisdom, protection, and guidance. These positive spirits can move between worlds and access time, space, and information, that Akashic records, right, that seems out of reach to most of us in our physical bodies. This card offers you a message. You are loved, protected, and supported at all times. Wow, guys. This is a time to dig in and do that work. Do that life work. Do the spiritual work. Learn, practice, savor all the magic that you're creating and all the magic that is you. Really spend some quality time with it, because you, oh my goodness. The sun, familiar, know thyself, freedom, the lovers, like this is your life purpose, your life path. And if you're like, Andy, I'm not doing anything though, I don't care. Just being you is your life path. Whatever it is that you're doing in your day-to-day, you're doing something here. Okay, you have access to unseen realms. Maybe you have a wild dream space. You're doing something there. You're an amazing artist. That's magic. You're a really good friend. Amazing magic. Trust me, as you probably know, not everyone's a good friend. You're a great parent. Whatever it is for you, really dig into the spiritual side of it. I'm seeing numbers on a stove. 555, 333, you know, all the the usual suspects. 1111, you know, maybe 444. Maybe you're seeing all of those. Maybe you're seeing all of those. It's not just one number sequence, but like a multitude. That's the universe for real. What else? Let's see. Is there anything else in this book, Spirit? Oh, they talk about here, the author's talking about a instance she had with a black cat and how that was a synchronistic moment. It says, if you are lost, then ask for help. Notice what catches your attention. All you have to do is ask for confirmation and you'll get it. Songs on the radio, signs on the street, dreams, or chance encounters. The familiar is a reminder that we are all strands in the vast web of the cosmos, and everything is interconnected. If you pull at the threads, you discover more. Ugh, this is so amazing. I don't even know what I'm telling you that you don't already know. I'm not sure. But I just hope that this gives you validation, confirmation, a smile on your face, a warmness in your heart, that you are so valued in this universe. And no matter what you've been through, it did not diminish your strength. And I want to tell you, I'm getting this message, whatever you went through, it didn't really make you stronger. Now, take this, just think about it for a second. It didn't make you stronger because you already were strong. You already are as strong as you'll ever be. It's just a matter of knowing it. It's just a matter of accessing it. And whatever this difficult situation is, they're not the cause of your strength and magic. It's your resilience. It's your soft nature, I'm hearing. It's your genius mind that showed you how strong you actually are. It's your resilience, not the person, not the situation. You just had to access it. Maybe you never had to access it like that before, but you did. And when you needed to access that strength, it was there because you always had it. The Lovers. You've made a contract with your higher self, with God, with Source, with the divine, with Spirit, with the familiar, that you are on a path of deep, esoteric, spiritual knowledge that sets you free and illuminates you from any kind of careless actions in the world. Okay, there's no time for carelessness. And it's not a matter of getting an apology or giving an apology. It's not about that anymore. It's about gratitude for your own resilience and your trust in yourself. You trusted yourself. There's something coming up, though. There's some kind of decision coming up. Oh, should we go there? Yeah, why not? Let's go there. What cards do we want to use for that? What's this decision? Spirits. Let's see. What's this decision coming up for group 3? Friendship. Oh, it's like the Lovers again. Maybe it's making friends with yourself, or maybe it's actually having a friendship here. Give me further. This kind of feels like a tease. Karmic path. Finding friends, your soul tribe on this karmic path. And we all have karmic paths. I mean, that's life. Life is a karmic path. Karma's energy. It can't be destroyed. It comes back, cause and effect. Growth. Let's get one more. Finding your soul tribe. You're going to find your soul tribe, your familiars, you know, your spirit team in the flesh, your spirit team in the flesh. I hope I'm one of them. Safe travel. Psychic. Guys, what more can I say? You're safe in your spiritual travels. You're protected. This is clear. You have guides with you. You have soul family with you, or you're meeting them real soon. You're tapped in, you're tuned in, you're illuminated, you're sovereign, you're free, you're powerful. I mean, my God, what a beautiful energy you have. So if you get sad, if you get depressed, if you get melancholy, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's life. We're humans. Maybe you just heard my stomach grumble. I'm a human. I'm hungry. We have things that pop up. We're in a human experience. And it's fun at times too. So remember that it's always a balance. Some of those low points give us good perspective about how amazing the high points are. And we learn a lot in those low moments. We do. About ourselves. We learn a lot about ourselves. Guys, I love you so much. This is an amazing reading. I really hope it gave you what you needed, whatever that is. But you don't need much, because you already have it all. You really, truly, honestly do. All right, guys. I'll see you next time.